Uma Sundari was a very talkative woman. She loved to sit and gossip the whole day. What the neighbors did, what they ate, what the village carpenter said to his mother in law, she enjoyed talking about all this. Her husband, Shiv Sundar, was a mild mannered man and often told her to stop discussing other people's affairs. But she would never listen to him. One day, Shiv Sundar was sitting outside his house when he suddenly looked up and said, Uma Sundari, look, what a beautiful crow is sitting on the white roof of our outhouse. But don't tell anyone about it. Uma Sundari looked up and saw an ordinary black crow sitting on the roof. Why then had Shiv Sundar been so excited? And why had he asked her not to tell anyone about the crow? Uma Sundari felt as thought her stomach would burst with this news, so she went to her neighbor and said, Did you see our house today? Early in the morning, a huge black crow was sitting on the white roof of our outhouse. I have never seen such a huge crow. My husband saw it too, and he behaved like it was a big secret. He told me not to tell anyone, but I had to tell you. You will not tell anyone else, will you? Saying this much, Uma Sundari ran back home. Her neighbor, whose name was Satyabhama, was having lunch. She got up midway and ran to her friend Vimlavati's house. Vimlamati had finished her lunch and was cleaning her gold bangles. Satyabhama told her in a low voice, Have you heard the latest news? A massive crow was sitting on the roof of Uma Sundari's outhouse today. It was as big as an eagle and would not budge even though they tried to shoo it away. Maybe they have some hidden treasure and the crow knows about it. But don't tell anyone about this. So saying, she ran back home. Vimlavati was very jealous. Her grandmother had told her long ago that unusual things always pointed to hidden treasure in a place. The presence of a huge crow must mean Uma Sundari had some treasure in her house. She was angry now. Here she was with a pair of worn out old bangles, and Uma Sundari had discovered treasure. She ran to her husband Kamlesh. Kamlesh was a writer and was trying to think of an idea for a story. Vimlavati told him, Stop writing imaginary stories. Look at Uma Sundari. They will soon have sacks of gold and diamonds without lifting a finger. Kamlesh too was upset to hear this. How could his neighbors get rich so quickly? He asked his wife how she had found out about the treasure. It seems there was a white crow sitting on the roof of Uma Sundari's outhouse, and that means there is a lot of treasure beneath it. Kamlesh had never liked Shiv Sundar. Here was a good way to get back at him. He got up from his writing desk and went straight to the village headman. I have just got to know there is hidden treasure under Shiv Sundar's house, he reported. In their kingdom, the rule was that any treasure found below the earth belonged to the king and not to the owner of the land. The headman rushed to Shiv Sundar's house with a few soldiers. We have to break down your outhouse, they said. It is the king's order. Shiv Sundar tried to say something, but no one listened. They started breaking down the house and digging away right then. After a lot of searching, they found nothing. The angry headman now summoned Kamlesh and asked, Who told you about the treasure? Kamlesh pointed to his wife Vimlavati, who in turn pointed to Satyabhama, who pointed out Uma Sundari. She had to appear before the headman and confess she had exaggerated in the first place. After that day, no one believed a word of what she said, and nobody would sit down to chat with her. And Shiv Sundar would smile secretly to himself and say, I used Uma Sundari's loud mouth to break down the old outhouse. How much it would have cost me to do it myself. Now I will make a nice garden here, and the two of us will sit there and talk only to each other in peace. How smart Uma Sundari's husband was. That's all for today. Let's meet in another story.